始まりと終わりが待ち合わせて踏切越しに別れ続ける見上げた顔に同じ口癖くだらないものこそ愛しい今耳をついた春の季節は一んだ視界を晴らすようでだから Take me maybe どこかの知らない街へ
Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'm going to share my thoughts on Digimon Ghost Game episode 65, which, wow man, there were so many different plot points in this episode, they probably could have split it into 3 different episodes, but they are indeed rushing the end of the series because after this one, there's only 2 more episodes to go, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but I guess they're going to try. So, last week, you know, we had the battle against the Cthulhu Digimon, which, what was his name? Dragomon, I think. And he got sucked into the digital world, and we learned that the digital world had disappeared. But just before that happened, Hokuto and Terriermon made their way back to the real world, and we had a reunion with Hiro and his father, and that was all good. But then Mummymon and Clockmon were like, oh no, the digital world has vanished, which it hasn't, because they go to it in this episode. So what the fuck are they talking about? It's been corrupted, yes, but it hasn't necessarily vanished. So it starts off with Hiro having a reunion with his father, and you know, Espimon's still spurting out like, oh, Hokuto, your Hiro's not the spitting image of you. What were you talking about? And Gammamon, you know, he has that bandana around his neck. It's actually part of Hokuto's sleeve from his shirt, and he gave it to Gammamon, you know, at the start of the series, I guess. So they're talking about what do we do about the digital world. Hokuto is saying it's been infected, and he's come here to devise a plan. But there's all these conflicting stories about like how to get back to the digital world, because they refer back to Bokumon, who said to our tamers way back when, if you go to the digital world, you'll burn up. But then Bakumon, the little elephant Digimon who was always with him, shows up and says, oh, Bokumon was lying. He knew you guys weren't ready. That's why he told you not to go to the digital world. And then Kazuamon shows up to make a portal for them. But then the tamers use their Digivices to open the portal, and it's just all sorts of crazy shit going on. So, before that, though, there's actually a pretty fun scene because the digital world has supposedly vanished. None of the electronics are working properly. There's no internet, the cell phones aren't working, the schedule with the trains aren't working, nothing's working. And I felt like this was a callback to our war game because there's lines and lines of people waiting to use payphones. And if you guys remember the scenes early on, it wasn't necessarily a payphone, but you had Matt and Ty calling each other, leaving the message, hanging up, and that whole thing. And on the payphone is Kiyoshiro calling his waifu in America, Emma, and Emma saying that there's Digimon all over America as well, and then, you know, there's people like, oh, what are these monsters? So 65 episodes later, just now, people are noticing there's fucking Digimon running around the human world, which I thought was kind of comical. So anyway, they're devising a plan to go to the digital world, and it's revealed that Hokuto has a Digivice as well, but his doesn't work right. Of course it doesn't. And then Kazuamon says, alright, I'll help you guys make the portal. You got to use the light from the Digivices to help me. And then they make a portal, and they go to the digital world. And Hokuto was going to go with them, right? But of course, as the tamers and their Digimon go to the digital world, Hokuto's running slowly behind them, and the fucker trips. He trips, and it's like, oh, I can't go to the digital world now, because just as he trips, the portal closes. So it's like, what the hell? He was going to be their guide, because he's the only other one, aside from the Digimon, of course, who have been to the digital world. And as that's going on, there's also Kotaro, Riku, and a bunch of other kids from the school who are eavesdropping, and they open the door, and then Hokuto has like this weird smirk at them, like, oh, what are you kids doing? So what the hell is Hokuto going to do with them while his son and his 2 friends are at the digital world? Who knows? But they make their way there, and Goramon notes that they're in Compiler Forest, which I thought was kind of cool, because I remember from the original series there was File Island, so they always have those sort of names in the digital world. And then we see everything's been infected with, you know, this virus. Everything's being corrupted, and Black Kawagumon is fighting Black Brachiomon, and, you know, that's going on. And I think they're both champion. I know Kawagumon's a champion. Brachiomon, he might be a Yeah, he's an ultimate. Okay. And they're fighting each other. And then we see the villain for this week, Rafflesmon, who is the waifu plant Digimon, which looks very similar to Rosemon, except bustier. And this one has been infected with the black virus. So it's consuming all the other Digimon. We see Kiyoshiro, who gets separated and gets infected, and you know, he gets turned evil in a certain sense. And then everyone but Hiro and Gammamon become infected, so it's up to Seriousmon to fight Rafflesmon. And then GulusGammamon just as Seriousmon's about to be defeated, GulusGammamon's like internal thoughts are inside Seriousmon and helps him prevail. And then Rafflesmon is defeated, and then all the Digimon that she consumed, you know, are free. We see Kabuterimon, which is, I guess, a different counterpart to Tentomon, who digivolves to Kabuterimon. Pretty cool design. And we see Saberdramon, who is the Black Birdramon from earlier in the series, who says, the whole digital world has been corrupted except this one floating island, so I'll take you there. We gotta fight the final boss. Or is it the final boss? And that turns out to be Bloom Lordmon, who they go, approach him, and then the episode ends. So, like I said, a lot of shit happens here, and on paper, it's actually pretty good. I was laughing at certain scenes. We got to see another waifu plant Digimon, which is always nice. Which, Digimon, what the hell are you guys doing? You got the plant waifus and the furry waifus. Can we get some more Angelomons and Lady Devimons and Lilithmons, please? Please and thank. But no, we gotta get the plants. So, and then it just ends, and then the preview for the next episode, it shows all the Megas getting their asses kicked by Bloom Lordmon, who is also a Mega. So, what the fuck's going to happen? And there's going to be a 2-week hiatus, because I think next week there is a marathon in Japan, so they're going to preempt all the scheduled programming. I don't know what the following week is, but there's a 2-week hiatus, and then supposedly 2 more episodes, which episode 67 is titled The Devourer of All. That sounds like a very ominous finale. So what if it's a bad ending? Who the fuck knows? But anyway, let me show you some of the screenshots, because there is some good stuff here. We'll go through, like I said, there's Black Kawagumon, which I do have a screenshot of him, but obviously you guys all know who Kawagumon is. He's probably been in every series, I think. So there you go. Brachiomon, and then, yeah, and Goramon's like, oh, the docile. He's like the dinosaur Digimon, right? The long neck dinosaurs. Very docile, but he's infected and attacking everyone. So here's Rafflesmon, who, again, is similar to Rosemon, a plant with giant titties. God bless. Kabuterimon, who we see, who, it's similar to Tentomon. It's like the counterpart for Tentomon, who digivolves into Kabuterimon. And then Saberdramon, who is Black Birdramon. And he appeared earlier in Ghost Game, so this is the same one from earlier. And then Bloom Lordmon, who, I don't know, is this dude really going to be the final boss? Because again, there's 2 episodes to go. It seems like he's guarding something, so what if he's guarding the true final boss? There's a bigger image of that. It starts off, you know, their phones aren't working, and then Kiyoshiro, none of the hacks I know are working. What hack could you use to, like, bypass to get the cell phones working, dude? So we see cute Terriermon. It's always nice seeing Terriermon. I'm Hokuto's assistant. So sweet. And this was kind of an off panel screenshot. Like, their faces are kind of weird looking here. But Hiro's wondering what the hell's going on. Hokuto, like, tell me what happened, father. And then they have the council of all the Digimon we met along the way. Mummymon, Clockmon. Pretty much every single dude we've seen before is there and says something. So that was cool. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Hiro couldn't sleep, and this was sweet. Gammamon and Estimon are in his bed snoring, and Hiro's sitting there in his chair just looking at Moon Millenniumon. What if this thing... I said this when we first got introduced to Moon Millenniumon a few episodes ago. What if this helps GulusGammamon digivolve into Regulusmon? That's a thought. So this dude talking to his waifu, which this was a nice callback. We got to see Emma again. She wasn't just a one-off character. And they're waiting online for the pay... Oh, not that one. Waiting online for the payphone. They're like, get off the phone, you weeb! So Emma says there's Digimon all over the place. And There's Kotaro and Riku eavesdropping. And he says, why? Talking about Rolly. Why is a cute girl like that with Hiro and the dorm leader, Kiyoshiro? And this guy we know likes all his ladies. So yeah, then this dude, Bakumon, shows up and says Professor Bokumon was lying about burning up. And Bokumon didn't want our heroes to go to the digital world just yet early in the series, because that was when they were only just champions. They weren't ready, obviously. So Kazuamon shows up and helps them open the gate. Right? And then Terriermon, oh, it's so sweet to see Terriermon with his rosy cheeks. I know the coordinates. Hero's like, I've had enough of this shit. I see my father, and he wants me to send me back to the digital world. What is his problem? What's his problem? So, with Kazuamon, she opens the gate, and then they use their Digivices to open it even further. And then they make their way there. And this fucker, I don't have the screenshot of him tripping, but the fucker trips. He trips, and he doesn't go. How does this guy trip? Oh, and you can see on his shoulder, right? That's where the part of his shirt is missing, and that's the bandana around Gammamon's neck. So they end up in Compiler Forest. It's all corrupted. There's Hover Espimon. He came with him, too. And after all that, it cuts to, where are they? Yeah, these guys who were eavesdropping, right? And then Hokuto makes this face at him. Why is he making this face at him? What's he gonna do with him? So there's Brachiomon fighting Kawagumon. They've been corrupted with the black corrosion, right? And then Kiyoshiro is all fucked up. He's been brainwashed by Rafflespawn. Same with Tesla Jellymon. And you see, he joins him. And then we see the waifu plant with the big titties. So, she's there. And turns them on to flowers and consumes them. Look how happy Kiyoshiro is. So, Sirius Spawn's about ready to lose. And then fucking GulusGammamon appears. Yo! and he's gonna save everyone. And he uses like the dark energy of GulusGammamon to break free. And this bitch dies. So everyone comes out. We see Terriermon, who are supposedly like the rulers of Compiler Forest. And then Saberdramon takes them to the one area that's not infected. The whole digital world is infected by the black corrosion except this floating island. And then they see Lord Bloommon, who's like, "You shall not pass!" So I think he's guarding someone, to be honest with you. And that's how the episode ends. So again, look at this. Look at the size of these things. I can't really zoom in much further, but they're, goddamn. Why does it show her like in the normal form, not the black version? But hey, I'm not complaining. So here's the artwork from Bandai, which is my face in the way of. Now you can see Terriermon good enough. Yeah, and then Terriermon, and then someone did like this pixel art, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, you know, I enjoyed the episode. Don't get me wrong. But there's just too much shit that happened in one episode. They could have split this into 3 different episodes. They could have done, you know, the problems in the human world with the electronics not working, and then Hokuto and Hiro reuniting and talking for a bit. Then they could have done an episode making their way to the digital world. They could have done one episode with just fighting Rafflespawn, and then they could have done an episode going, like, talking more about what the fuck happened in the digital world before going to this island. Like, so much shit happened. They could have split this into 4 episodes. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going to happen in these final 2 episodes. And I don't want to be like a coper here, but the fact that episode 67 is called The Devourer of All, does that really sound like an optimistic ending? Because normally with Digimon series, it always ends like, oh yeah, it's, you know, we saved the world. That sounds like a bad ending almost. So what if there is a season 2? Like they take 6 months off or something and then it comes back eventually. I don't know, because it's never really happened before, but it could happen. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, a bit of other news. I know this video is kind of long now, but there was a con over the weekend in, I think, Los Angeles, and they had a lot of Digimon voice actors together. And at this particular con, they announced the Digimon Adventure 2020 dub is coming out spring 2023, which spring is technically March. So it could be March or April. So nothing at the fucking legitimate Digimon con, but some random con with English voice actors, they announced the Adventure dub. So I thought that was weird. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day.